Hey, what's up guys? Brian from Zombie Guitar here. In this video I just want to give you a quick solution to a problem that I've been having with the Boss Katana 50 watt model amp, and that is using a looper. So it doesn't have an effects loop. The 50 watt model doesn't have an effects loop. The 100 watt model does. Had I known that when I first bought this amp, I would have just bought the 100 right off the bat. But I found out it didn't have an effects loop, and therefore I couldn't use a looper pedal in the standard way that you normally would. But you still can use a looper pedal. It does have its limitations, but you still can use one. And the way that you do it is you take your guitar, you plug it into the main input of the amp. You then take a second 1/4-inch cable and you plug that into the headphones jack in the back of the amp, and then you plug the other side of the 1/4-inch cable into the input of a looper. And then you're going to need an external speaker of some sort, whether it's headphones or whether it's a cabinet, or I like to just plug it directly into my audio interface in my computer and then use my computer speaker monitors. So you plug the output of the looper pedal into that. So this is the way that you can use a looper pedal and have two different tones. So the whole reason for needing to do this is, say you want to record a rhythm that has a clean channel, and then you want to solo over top of that recorded rhythm with, like a lead channel that has distortion and delay and stuff like that on it. You want to have two independent tones. You want to have your looped tone, and then you want to have your live tone. Well, if you just plug your guitar into a looper pedal and then plug the looper pedal directly into the front of the amp, you're not going to be able to have two independent tones. You can record a loop one way, but then when you go and change the try and change the tone on the amp to something else, it's going to affect that recorded loop because that's in front of the amp. So if you have an amp that has an effects loop, you can have the two independent tones. You would have to plug your guitar into the input of the amp, and then the send from the effects loop would go into the input of the looper, and then the output of the looper would go to the return of the effects loop. You could then have two independent tones that way, but the Boss Katana 50 watt amp does not have a send and return effects loop, so you had to do it this other way. All right, so this solution was given to me by a guy named Charlie Robertson on the Boss Katana Facebook group, so thank you very much, Charlie. If I ever meet you, I will definitely buy you a beer because this has really been annoying me ever since I got this amp. But, this is a way that you can use a looper pedal with the Boss Katana 50 watt amp. There's no other videos on YouTube that have provided me with this solution. That's why I'm making this video. So, hopefully this helps some of you guys out. So let me just give you a quick demo and show you that this actually does work. All right, so I have the Boss Tone Studio open here, and if you have a Boss Katana amp, then you probably already know about the Boss Tone Studio. This has nothing to do with this looping. You just simply connect your amp via a USB to your computer, and then you can control your amp using these controls instead of the actual onboard controls on your amp. So that's the Boss Tone Studio. The looping thing is hooked up exactly how I told you. It's guitar into the input of the amp, and then the headphones jack goes to the input of the looper. Then the output of the looper goes to whatever external speaker you want to use. In this case, I'm using my computer monitors, but you could plug your looper into another amp if you want. You could plug it into a cabinet if you want. You could plug headphones directly into it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You just need external speakers, simply because this amp does not have an effects loop in it. But you can still use looping like you have two separate independent tones. So let me just show you that real quick. So I have my clean tone, and then I have a lead tone pre-stored. So let me just lay down a loop real quick and clean. So you can see I had two different sounds. I had my clean looped sound, and I have had my lead tone for my guitar. So that's the whole point of this. So I didn't think this was possible with the Boss Katana 50. I thought you needed an effects loop. I thought I had to have the 100 in order to do this, but I can do it with the 50. Unfortunately, I have to jump through a few extra hoops in order to achieve what I'm trying to achieve, but it still is possible. You just need some sort of external speaker, and you just use the phone records out jack to connect to your looper. All right, so hopefully this was helpful to anyone that has one of these amps and was looking for a solution. See you next time. Thanks for watching.